What up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of I just changed my outfit so it looked like I didn't record this on the same day. Which I did. You might not be able to tell, let a little sun drop, which is an amazing cola or beverage. If you're from the South, you know about sun drop. And if you're not, then whatever. You don't know about sun drop, and that's okay. Uh, this is installment three of me trying to create a new career. No, this is installment three of how a goofball can, how a goofball that convinced, people with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of followers that they should join a podcast and pointed a camera at them. How could he learn how to trudge his way through Adobe Premiere to do some editing. Again, I'd like to reiterate, this is less about um, it's less about becoming an expert in this space, and it's more about just saying, you know what, like I really do believe that the knowledge gained from creating a point of view about how this could be done, and also the storytelling element of where should a cut happen? Where should you switch from camera one to camera two? Where should you move your audio? All of that ultimately is going to have an impact on the way that I can give feedback to an editor if that's what ends up happening in a future iteration to make these changes. And I think that that's going to be a really valuable one for me as a content as a director, as a storyteller. So cool. We'll go ahead and open up the screen share. I am going to share sound and share. Just a humble brag on this photo I took. This was in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, when I worked with the last SaaS startup that I was working with. Really, really cool place and some fun memories there. So, what we're gonna do is we're going to pull up Finder and get Premiere Pro up and running. This definitely takes a second. I got the MacBook Pro from God knows when. This thing might be 5 years old. I have no clue. But I really think that compute power I know is at a premium for this, and don't drift into this without without the compute power because you might regret it. As you can see, this thing is really freaking. It's really a nightmare to get it to all pop up. So Adobe Premiere, we got it coming up, and we're in there. So we've got Art, we've got Brooke. We learned some techniques and some tools in each of those, and we are now going to open up a new one. And it's, how well can I do this for the third episode? We got four that we need to work on. So just to give you guys a little bit of backdrop, so you understand, I have these files sitting on a file folder. That file folder is here, pods 5 through 8. That's where Adobe Premiere is pulling the files from. I did take a little extra time last night when I wasn't able to edit with my new baby daughter, and I labeled all of the microphones so that I have them. That's definitely made a big difference. K being myself, some other letter, P being the guest, and H being Zach Janicello, my co-host of The Specialist. So yeah, let's dive in. We're going to do Patrick's episode. I think his is probably the easier of the two because Cameron Weiss, and Whitney Weiss brought their whole damn family, their two kids, and we weren't prepared for that. So I don't want to get myself too over my skis editing that one. So let's jump into a new project. We are going to do Patrick Hayes, Aberdeen Studios on the Specialist. Fantastic. Cool. Create. I'm sure there's some things you could do with templates. I don't know what they are, so I ain't gonna trip on it. And we are gonna go to I think this is asking what media do I want to pull. So the media, create new sequence. So this is gonna be um Patrick Hayes. Cool, that's gonna be the name. We want to go to desktop. I just showed you where they all live, pods 5 through 8. Double click that. I had this experience last time. I think I'm going to skip this because I think that it allows me to do that in a later iteration. import, right? And then I get to pick individual things, which is ultimately what I want. I do not want to have to go and fetch all of those daggum video files. Um, let me make sure. I should have gone through and labeled all the videos, which I did not do. That's okay. I think that's Patrick. These are the oldest ones, so whatever the oldest ones are, those are likely the right ones. So the timestamp furthest out. Man, should I ever have done that? I'm just looking to see. What if I go here and be a real genius and I go, right, I can tell you real quick what they are. Pod 917, this one. So Zach's sitting there. That ain't it. Here you can see what I'm looking at. This is me doing some BS camera testing.
All right, and
Okay, these are great outtakes.
and cut.
Okay, fantastic. I'm looking sillier than a shim bitch. All right, so we got Patrick over there. I see him. We see him on a camera. Oh, we got Patrick again. So 18955 is the timestamp I'm looking for, but that doesn't actually impact anything. It's DJI 003 and 002 here. 003, 002. Sorry, guys, this is some bullshit. 004. So 002, 003. So 002, 002, 003, 004, 005. And then we'll go 006 and 007 and 008. So 008 is the family. You guys can see that actually. That's pretty funny. So let's go to import. Okay, that's the wrong clip. That's okay. Now I'm going to import a little bit more, right? And here I'm importing the audio. So let me go to the specialist, double click that, audio. All right, so here's that same deal. I can't believe there's not a multi-select. I mean, that just blows my mind. Like that totally blows my mind that you can't control A, nothing, command A. Wild to me that you can't unselect all these at once, but that's okay. So we're going to bring all these in. Pat interview 1, 2, and 2 different mics. We're going to import those. And then we have all of our project media on this timeline. So let's shrink our timeline down. Right? Shrink all of our timeline down. And then we're going to pull all these. Actually, we're going to do Command A and pull all those in. Right? Bam. Okay. So Patrick Hayes. All right. So now we got some work to do, right? And that first bit of work, the first bit of work that we're going to do is we are going to take all of those files and we're going to move it all down the timeline. And then we're going to zoom it out. And then we have a whole lot of view, right? So the first step in the order of operations is all of these files that you see over here, those track probably with these mics. So let me grab all those mics, right? I'm gonna pull those over here, right? Look at that. So the size form factor is the same. I already can tell that I have a little flip ski-doo on the audio there. I can tell that really quickly by doing a trick here in a moment, but I don't got no time for it eat. So we're going to make this even bigger one more time, right? And then we're going to zoom out again. This is just some tricks I'm learning along the way. So first things first, we're going to know where we cut out sound, right? This is Zach being a goofball, I think.
Gene?
Let's see.
Oh, yeah. To the loose fit gene?
It's a big transition.
I'll never go back. I wasn't thinking.
That was a weird time.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the perfect intro, okay, is the switch from loose, skinny to loose fit.
Yeah.
My sister came to visit me in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay,
when I lived
so here we
in
got the guy in the
college.
background floating around. He
And
was our PA that day, or helping us sort of art direct a little bit.
Go by girl jeans.
Right,
do
we
you
got some
remember
audio
like the
that we need to
brand?
tweak
Was there
around.
was it
No,
just
I
like
was
Now let's skip forward.
5 years or
Yeah.
4 years of knowing you? But like I know that Patrick, I believe you came to Nashville for music, woodwork,
Okay.
and he's a YouTube entrepreneur.
Cool.
And that's what he
Okay,
does.
so first
That's-
lesson, first thing I'm learning
he's
is
built it from,
this
you know,
is
I make
actually
coffee tables
a
out of
later
the
part of
entire
the
process.
interview. So that's okay, and that's what I was looking to learn. You could hear that this section is going to be an earlier part of the interview. So let's go listen.
Let me, Patrick, any funny one-liners? Somebody called me. Vivian wants to dress fancy for this. Right there, just press it one back down. Yeah, it'll kind of.
Okay.
Zach, what time is the Weiss crew coming?
Let's call it 10:50.
Okay.
Yeah, 10:50, 10:55. They started at 11.
Beautiful.
You
Okay.
can go ahead and press record, Austin.
Close my
They-
legs.
we can cut out.
Ah, so that's
Do
camera
we want to
two of the same thing. So this is camera two of that same thing. So, right? Play. I think I did that right. Right.
When you sit down like more of a squatting position,
I
it's just
love
totally.
these. These are carpenter.
Yeah, the Carhartts,
Yeah.
dude.
Huh. Okay, so we're playing around. Let's go here. Let's look at what that is. All this is that same camera angle. Got no change in camera angle the whole time, which is strange. Okay, let me go verify that I do in fact have a different camera angle, and I do. That is file 002. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all that sometimes humans are humans, okay? So first thing I want to do is, right, we're gonna go here. We can bring the specialist in. Clip mismatch warning. Keep existing settings, right? I don't know. Okay, so here you can see all I brought in a number of little clips, and then I got the mic clips. I need to bring in another file, more files, which are up. They're up in 5.8, and then it's I thought I had them all, but evidently I didn't. I'm gonna go do myself a big favor and rename these. I'm gonna come back to y'all because this is gonna be a nightmare. Lesson learned. Let me do this. I'll do it on turbo speed, and I'm gonna shut my mouth while I'm doing it. All right. See you in a minute. I'll accelerate this in the post. Okay, I'll accelerate this in the post, but here I'm just going through, getting a little visual on all of them. Pat 1.3, this is the third camera one I've seen. This is the fourth camera two I've seen. Pat camera 2.4. Pat camera 2.5. I've seen a lot of them, so Pat 2.5. Oh, wow, look at that. That's the whole Weiss family coming in. We got a good shot of them. That's fun, dude. That was so fun that we got all them. That's gonna be a fun one to edit. So in the meantime, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna locate the media. I'm gonna go to cancel, right? I'm gonna go to edit, right? And really what I want to do is file. I'm gonna delete this bitch. I'm gonna delete it because I don't want this. Right? I'm actually going to do a new project because I don't actually know how to delete right now. I'm working on my stuff, but I'm going to delete. I'm going to go to Patrick Hayes F, the specialist. Okay. And then I'll know it's Patrick Hayes F. Cool. All right. And what images do I want to bring in? Oh my God. Okay, well, the first thing I notice is it is not refreshed. So let me skip this because what I realized is if I import media, it's going to now fetch the new names, which is what I want, right? I really don't want I don't want those old names on there. Right? Am I importing the right stuff? Add your media, drag media here, or import to begin. Oh, that'd be cool. Okay, so what if I could just get over here to my, what if I could just get over here to my podcast folder? If I open that up, right? I got my podcast name now. I got them all named now. Boom, boom to boom. I drag those over. I import them in. Cool. And then I want to go to my, I'm still in my pods, my specialist, my audio. This is the way to do it. Control click, and then I bring in my audios in. All right, cool. Okay, so I know that these audios are the second part audio. So my first thing is I'm going to bring these audios down, right? Cool. I'm actually going to bring these audios down over here because what that that'll give me a little bit of breathing room as I'm playing around with mixing all my audios together. And the first thing I want to do is I can already go ahead and do a little testy test, which is to say play. Okay. And let's go here. Let's go here. That's good. No, I think it's perfect. Yeah. So somebody's talking on that mic. I don't know who. So I got you some lumbar back there. There you go. Okay, so that's my mic. I want to say it even labels it. Part 1, Pat 1 K mic. Pat 1 P mic, right? So now we're going to layer this underneath, right? They layer underneath one another, which is great. This is, let me see what that says. This is part 2 K mic and part P mic, right? So we layer them together. We then shuffle them over. We butt them up to one another, and then we can check to make sure our audio is not crazy when we do transition, right? We're doing this one little nibble at a time, right? Nothing fancy, nothing crazy.
Sure.
We know we're gonna have to do some audio leveling because his mic must be
Rolex
In
and
the
then there's
furniture
a
space, more so.
$200 Seiko. Both are
Space, more so.
$200 Seiko.
Both
Both are
it
big
wasn't
brands.
somewhere I could bring someone in and train
What
them in
I mean,
3 weeks.
what
And
if
like,
any
you could do
advice
this now.
or
It is
reflections
years and
like
years and years, and you pay for
how
that experience.
does
And
like there are
but
people out there
it's a
making a
lot of risk
$12,000
and, like,
table
very
or item
slim, like
where they're
margin of
cool. Okay, so right, I don't have video. Transcribe 5 audio sources. Okay, cool. So remember our little trick, right? We're not going to do this yet. That's the right click synchronize. We're not going to do that yet because we want to synchronize all the audio across all the footage that we have. And that includes audio coming from the video files. So we're going to take this, we'll pull this over longer than the whole segment, right? Where now your default speaker has changed. That's cool. Well, actually, I don't want that. I want my default speaker to remain what I had it set as, right? Because why would my default speaker be different? Okay, don't play with me like that. Don't play with me like that. Okay, let me verify that I'm still recording myself here. Okay. Cool. Kind of wild. You got to really play around with this old Zoom thing. I'll tell you. You got to go to your video settings, right? We go to video settings. Okay, cool. Man, I can see myself. So that's dope. All right. Sweet. So where were we? Okay, so we're going to bring in these clips, right? So Pat 1, Pat 2, Pat 3. So we're going to go Pat 1, Pat 2, or all these ones, we'll bring them down, and then these are all twos, which looks correct, right? All these are ones, we bring those down. All those are ones. That's dope. That's dope. We take all that, right? We take all that, we move it even further over, right? And I'll show you why in a second. Now we're going to do boom, 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 right? This is the way to do it, right? Because now I have all my different pieces. We stack layer and then we can cut and chop. I'm going to humbly ask anybody that has a clue how to do that more efficiently, let me know. Meaning how to, rather than just layering them on top of each other, I don't want to combine them up, and we'll kind of see how that all plays out here in a moment. So classic game, find the beginning of your clips so that we can kind of get this all harmonized. No. Let's see.
Rolling?
Let's go here to there, right? And let's see where this ends. Pause. There we go. That you have done in my 5 years or 4 years of knowing you. But like, I know that Patrick, I believe, you came to Nashville for music. At least you were a touring musician for a period of time. And I was like, I know nothing about that. Okay, so touring musician. He's never thought. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go back to, I really want to see, like, okay, we're on camera 2. I think camera 1's going to be the main camera because it looks dead on him. Let's slide on over here. Let's see where we're at with the beginning of this.
We're rolling?
Rolling.
Patrick,
Yeah, I'm
give me
comfortable.
some of that. You cozy?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have the appropriate amount of cuff on your pant? Because I have the appropriate amount of cuff.
It's
on
probably a
my
little
pant.
too cuffed, but
Dude, the art of cuffing is.
We're getting into that.
It is an art.
See where we're at. Okay. Yeah.
We're rolling?
Rolling. Patrick,
yeah, I'm
give
comfortable.
me some of that. You cozy?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have the appropriate amount of cuff on your pant? Because I have. Skip forward. I lived there after college, and she dressed up for Halloween. She came to visit me over Halloween, and she dressed up like Justin Bieber. And for that, she killed it. Like, totally looked amazing. She's good at Halloween. And for that outfit, she bought a pair of stretch fit. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I know that this is the beginning of the story. I really am looking
More
for.
opportunity to start a business, do whatever. Probably Wembley Stadium.
Wembley Stadium. And
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna go as big as I can go.
but you played there. I don't know.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
It was like, this feels like our people. So that's what brought us. This is like kind of our crowd that we want to be in with, entrepreneurial, young, creative. They were in Nashville, and we're like, what the heck's Nashville about?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I came to Nashville on accident.
Buy jeans. And I did that in high school, in like ninth grade.
Okay, so we're there, and then let's go to this clip. Let's see what this clip is. There's some kind of weird transition there.
Custom piece.
Yeah.
Because repeatability is so crucial
Oh,
to like being able to have any profit.
If you're running it as a business, and
Yeah.
not just like, I'm a painter that I don't care if I spend 100 hours or
Right.
50 hours on this thing, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's part. I started as a very creatively driven.
Okay,
entrepreneur.
so that is the natural thing, right? We're gonna bring our volume back. Actually, oh wait, that's like a outro sound. We're gonna bring this volume to 15. That's way too much. We're gonna bring this volume to 15. That's again way too much. We're gonna equilibrate audio here in a moment, but we're really just making sure that
Doesn't matter. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's part. It's like, I'm a painter that I don't care if I spend 100 hours or
Right.
50 hours on this thing, it doesn't matter. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's part.
cool. Okay, so we have that. Okay, we have that. That's fantastic. We know that we have our second portion of the clip there. And then what do we have on the very tail end here, right? So
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
That was great.
That feel like a good wrap at the end? Feel like yeah.
yeah.
Let me, have any funny one-liners? Somebody called me. Vivian wants to dress fancy for this.
Any funny one?
We can cut out here. Do we want to, are we recording on both, Austin?
Yep.
Okay.
We are.
Do we want to have you sit down again just so we can simulate a really difficult lumbar support situation? Or
We can.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Of course.
Just let me know.
Whatever
you guys need, I'm here in service of you.
Okay.
Well, now that you've mentioned that, I think we should.
Okay, so that's the very first thing that's said. So we can pull that forward, but really that's useless, right? It's not even, it's a no ad. Well, I'll leave it in. I might outtake it, right? I may outtake it. So we'll pull this all over. We just scooch it all down, right? We zoom in. Okay, we zoom into the timeline. I like that. I think command shift zoom. Something's going to get me closer. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm going to work on it. I'm working on my key controls. The key controls will really, really help, I think, with this freaking piece of equipment. Okay, this just scoots you down the timeline, and that doesn't make it bigger. So there you go. You're just kind of screwed all the way around, no matter which way you do it. So this guy can come to the front. Okay, and then we have what should be a start, right?
Recording on
This should flow.
both, Austin?
Yep.
Okay.
We are.
Do we want to have you sit down again just so we can simulate a really difficult lumbar support situation? Or
We can.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Of course.
Just let me know.
Whatever
you guys need, I'm here in service of you.
Well, now that you've mentioned that, I think we should. No.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah. So that's the beginning of the clip. Sorry. We're fighting our way through it, guys. You know, it's not fast. Okay. They said it was fun. Okay. They didn't say it was fast. So what do we do here? Right. So we hit play again, make sure that we have the beginning of the clip there. I think we do, because that's Austin's face. Get to the beginning of the clip.
No.
Perfect.
Cool.
Rolling.
Right, we rolling. Fantastic. Let's make sure that this is in fact the second bit. I think it is.
We're going to talk about some stuff that you have done in my 5 years or 4 years of knowing you. But like, I know that Patrick, I believe, you came to Nashville for music. At least you were a touring musician.
Cool. That's at least you were a touring musician. We've talked about that already, right? And then we have our last little bit, which is over here, right? Let's go there. Let's zoom back in. Let's hit play.
It's more of like you're going to this person.
You have to sell it as art.
Yeah, it's art. It really is.
Okay.
You know?
There's we'll reference this guy in the show description, and I'm going to completely botch his name now, which is really disappointing to me. I want to say it's Blacktail Woodwork.
Okay.
And he's a.
Okay, so we're going to use our technique again, right? Let's go here. We go to add a marker, right click there. We add a marker, right? I'll come back to that, right? I'll know what I was referring to, but if I wanted to edit the marker, you just double click. I'll put, description, descript, or details, right? So if I'm building a YouTube, I want to hyperlink this guy. Cool. Blacktail. He is a really kick-ass YouTuber. Makes a lot of amazing woodwork products. Okay, so we have that marked, but the point of this was to,
Okay.
And he's a YouTube entrepreneur,
right?
and that's what he does. It's a fact. Shop of one.
Sure.
He's built it from.
I got all the clips
I
I
make
need,
coffee
I
tables.
think.
I record the
So I
entire
can-
process, soup to nuts,
Mm-hmm.
and the way he goes to
I think I
market
can
is
include
through
this.
YouTube content. Like that's how people find it.
Oh,
Sure.
no.
And they see
Undo that.
what's really
Yeah.
fascinating about that is I very much believe this is a total hot take, but I think it's provable. It's because the customer
Okay, cool. That's exciting. And then what's at the end of this? Want to hear that. Okay.
Yeah. I will loathe it.
You're gonna love it.
Patrick,
Back
thank you
starts
for being
hurting.
here with us, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, my guy.
Appreciate it.
That was great. That feel like a good wrap at the end? Felt like yeah. Let me, Patrick, any funny one-liners? Somebody called me. Vivian wants to dress fancy for this. Right there, just press it one
Fire
that
this
down.
guy
and-
up.
Yeah, it'll kind of.
Zach, what time is the Weiss crew coming?
Let's call it 10:50.
Okay, this can get deleted. This can get scooted over, right? I just don't know where that piece belongs. Let's listen to that last little piece, right?
Dress fancy for this.
Fire
That
this
down.
guy
and-
up.
Yeah, it'll kind of.
We are.
Do we want to have you sit down again just so we can simulate the really difficult lumbar support situation? Or
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. I think that the really difficult lumbar situation was a joke I made over here. Let's go listen. Bad joke, by the way. I got to do better with all the jokes. They're so bad, but it's a learning process. So keep learning. That's all I can tell myself, right? That's all I can tell yourself. Keep learning, baby.
we can cut out here. Do we want to? Are we recording on both, Austin?
Yep.
Okay.
We are.
Do we want to have you sit down again just so we?
Cool. There's that bad joke. Okay. So, right, we go to the bad joke. We bring this over. We zoom in a touch. We zoom in a touch. Right. We then take bad joke section and we bring it to the front. And then we can do some magic, right? So now we've got our order. We know that we have camera. In this case, we have camera 2. In this case, we have camera 1, right? This is camera 1. I think camera 1 is going to be the lead camera for Patrick. So we let that lead camera sit on top. Camera 2 will be the second tier camera for Patrick. So then what we're doing is we're going to take this we're going to put it on the second line. V2, okay? We're going to take all these audio files. We're going to move those down, right? All the audio files down. Then we have the audio levels tracking on the same stuff. And we're going to do that with our audio. Don't forget our audio that we brought over here as well. And remember my bad joke at the beginning. We're going to make sure that that all lines up, and I'll show you how this all the magic happens here in a moment. We're going to make sure the audio is checking out here. All right, everybody read? Z, you read? You read?
Is
You
this
read?
okay, or is that too like in the way?
That's good. No, I think it's perfect. Yeah, that's good. And I'm gonna go. So I got you some lumbar back there. There you go. Dude, I literally told Zach. I said,
It doesn't need to be
we
visible
can't
at all, but
you can't tell people how to sit.
Yes.
You know, when they come in, that's gonna be weird. But I said I can user design this and put like a very clear stack of pillows. Okay. So my issue here is that I have two different audio tracks running over the same thing. So I believe I've already figured out that they're the same, right? Or they're just slightly off. So what I'm going to do is I think I feel confident to be able to pull all of these. So I pull all of these down to the lowest level. Boom, right? I then have 4 audio layers, right? I'm now going to pull this all the way over. That's all the way over. I'm then going to pull this all the way over. Okay. And now I should have, I'm going to bring this up a layer. And now I have audio from camera 1, audio from camera 1, audio from camera 2, audio from camera 2, and then lav mic, lav mic, lav mic, lav mic. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this as an experiment. I'm going to highlight all of the audio. And I'm actually going to zoom in for the sake of this conversation.
right? Let me crop on over, right? Let's crop on over, right? And we can see that the audio runs a little longer, which is fine, I think. I could be wrong on that. It may not be fine. It's only a second longer. So let's start here and we'll
All right.
kind of hear.
Everybody read? Z, you read? Read?
Is this
Read?
okay?
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to see if this thing can do some magic again. So we take all of our audio, right? All of our audio, we right click, we go up, we go to synchronize, can't do it, right? So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go all of this audio because it's on the back half, right click, synchronize, synchronize to track 1 and go. All right, we'll see how that does. It's a learning process. I hope it works. If it doesn't, freaking sue me. Freaking sue me. I'm gonna try to make it work. But what's cool is you can really visually see how it snaps everything left and right, which is really cool, right? Boom. So it did it, right? Which is fantastic. Okay, now do the same thing with all this audio. All that audio down, right? Right click. Synchronize is not available, right? Which really sucks because something happened with the way I recorded the microphone. I think it's like, so I got a really big meaty section there. I got a really big meaty section there. So I can synchronize these for sure. I can synchronize these for sure, right? And it's going to line those audio tracks up so that they're overlapped, right? Which is perfect. Look at that. Boom. Then it automatically linked up to there, which is really great. Okay. That's cool. That's all cool. But my problem is there and there. So let me go here. I'm going to go here, 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 and here. These are my biggest pieces. So if I can synchronize those, that'd be really cool, right? If those 4 can synchronize together, it's at least like the biggest portion of the video. And hey, like milestone achieved. I'm not saying I'm super proud of that outcome if that's what ends up happening, but let's see how they move around because that'll probably tell me a lot about what I'm working with in terms of the audio quality. Processing 3 to 4, post-processing. Okay, so, right. All right, it closed the gap. I mean, that's good visualization, right? So it closed the gap, it pushed some things over. Let's just kind of hear what it says. Now, the good news is a lot of this audio at the beginning is just bullshit. So if I really need to, I can delete all those clips. And that may, in fact, be what I do is just delete all those clips that were useless because, like, who cares? I'm not saying anything meaningful. And then I have less of an audio issue because I made less stupid jokes, which is a life lesson. I should get that as the art piece on my fucking wall, frankly. So there you go. All right.
And then
Does it need to be?
Let's dial in.
visible? Does it need to be?
it doesn't need to be visible at all, but
Okay.
we can
Put it right here.
use
Yeah.
this.
That is what we're going to do.
Too thick here. We'll just
We're going to kill all these bits that just are useless. All these.
can user design is going to put like a very clear stack of pillows that indicate that
All this is
one of
useless. All this is useless.
Because I have the
Are we
appropriate
recording
amount of
all
It's
cuff
probably a
on
little
my
too.
All this is
Dude,
useless.
the art of cuffing is
Do we want to have you sit
total
down
cuff.
again?
Yeah, it is an art.
Well, it's hard, and then when you sit down, like more of a.
All
squat,
this is
you can-
useless.
Years ago, I was back
Came
home,
to
like,
visit
some
me
stuff, and I found those
in
pants.
Richmond, Virginia, when I lived there.
Dude,
Oh, this is terrible, right? Let's go here. Brother, I need photos. I told Zach, I said, man, I said, we're obviously going to talk about some stuff that you have done in my 5 years or 4 years of knowing you. But like, I know that Patrick, I believe, you came to Nashville for music or some, at least you were a touring musician for a period of time. And I was like, okay. I know nothing about that. He's never talked about
Start
it.
us off. Start us off there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I came to Nashville.
Cool. So, right, let's see if I can get a good starting point there, and then we can go from there. right?
Trying to understand women's sizing
Yeah.
and translate.
The same.
Hey,
Jeans, and I did that in high school.
You came to
in like
Nashville
ninth
for
grade.
music.
That's hard right
Um,
there.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was. It felt very badass
that. Yeah.
to go.
oh, okay, so right there, right? Bam.
That's hard right
Um,
there.
Yeah.
Cool, right? So right there, that's our start, right? Okay, cool. So that's our start. We go, you razor tool, right? Razor. The razor's our friend. Razor, right? We've razored. We razor, right? We razor. Okay, cool. We're razored up. Everything's razored. Everything's razored. Now we get some delete on, right? All this. Let's go here. Let's get all this shit. And then boom, right? And then boom, right? And then boom, episode begins.
That's hard right
Um,
there.
Yeah,
I feel
it was. It felt very badass
Yeah.
to go buy girl jeans.
Do you remember like the brand? Was there was it
No,
just
I
like
was just
mainstream?
in TJ Maxx finding some,
Did it, dude.
trying to understand women's sizing
Yeah.
and translate.
The same. The same.
You did that to me.
Oh yeah, you had to.
So
The whole
funny.
chemical straightened hair and the whole.
Oh,
You
yeah.
did?
Oh, dude.
Transcript.
Brother, I need photos. I told Zach, I said,
I
man,
need
I
photos.
said,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
we're
good. This
obviously
is
going to
fun.
talk about some stuff that you
I
have
feel
done
like
in
we're
my
good
5 years
here.
or 4 years.
But for
of
sure, we need some audio, right? So let's zoom out. Let's see what our big picture looks like, right? See what our big picture looks like, right? That's nice. That's our big picture. This is our full stack. We've got synced audio. It sounds normal. And now we can kind of play around with our overall volume levels. So let's see who we're isolating when we play with this. So I think we go to effect controls. I think we click this guy. I think we make this a little smaller so we can see more volume. Volume level is, yeah, 1.2. We can change this to 100. 15, I think, is the max. Okay, cool. So yeah, it changes the whole thing. That's cool. Right. And we can, I don't know who we're actually on there. I'm going to go to 0 for now. Right. We go to 0. And then we just start fiddling around with our audio.
But like I know that Patrick, I believe,
Or getting our audio down.
You came to Nashville for music, or some. At least you were a touring musician for a period of time. And I was like, I know nothing about that. He's never talked
Yeah.
about
Start
it.
us off. Start us off there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I came to Nashville on accident. I mean,
This
we
sounds
came
really
to Frankfurt
clean to
first
me.
and
I don't
foremost
know.
'cause we had a family.
Hey, I'm crazy.
Horse rider.
We could just
Yeah,
bring up
what?
our
Big horse guy?
let's go
Me?
here and let's
Yeah, I could be. I mean, sure. For the purposes of this podcast, love horses. Big equestrian.
No, dude, that's killer.
mix.
We just happened upon Nashville. Honestly, we've been here since 2014. It was like moved to Franklin, started meeting people. Everybody that we met that were like, this is like kind of our crowd that we want to be in with, entrepreneurial, young, creative. They were in Nashville, and we're like, what the heck's Nashville about? So it was kind of by accident. It wasn't like being someone from Southern California. I wasn't coming out here because it was like everything's cheaper in Nashville. It's
Right,
better than Nashville.
3.5.
We really just happened upon it and kind of found ourselves into this community of like-minded
3.5. I
small
think
business owners,
really I want
creatives, entrepreneurs.
him. Who is this?
Porter Flea, crafty crowd, and then that was kind of like what prompted us to put down roots in Nashville, just because it was like this feels like our people. So that's what brought us here. I mean, did music in another life for sure.
Wait, and that was before Nashville.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
way before that. I had already put the guitar in the case at that point.
Is there one, and that we don't have to spend more than a second on it, but like,
Being with entrepreneurial, young, creative, they were in Nashville, and we're like, what the heck's Nashville about? So it's kind of by accident. It wasn't like being someone from Southern California. I wasn't coming out here.
Okay, one thing I'm noticing is that, well, let's fucking finish all this preparing shit. I don't know what it's preparing. I think it's like, it's a little bogged down. Okay, cool. So if we go our volume maxed out, and here we go volume maxed out. Go
volume maxed out.
because it was like everything's cheaper in Nashville. Let's go to Nashville. We really just happened upon it and kind of found ourselves into this community of like-minded small business owners, creatives, entrepreneurs, you know, in the kind of Porter Flea, crafty crowd. And then that was kind of like what prompted us to put down roots.
So 5,
in Nashville,
6
because it was like,
everywhere.
this feels like our people. So
5,
that's
6
what brought us
everywhere.
here. I mean, did music in another life for sure.
Wait, and that was before
5,
Nashville.
6
Oh, yeah.
everywhere.
Okay.
We'll just
Way
go with
before that.
5, 6. I
I'd
don't
already
know. I mean, I'm no
the
expert.
case
Again,
at that
I'm just
point.
trying to communicate that.
Is there one?
About
And
getting
you don't have
better.
to spend
I don't
more
know.
than a second on it, but